historical legacy of the Romans. Reminders of the past are dotted throughout Tarragona. The amphitheatre from the 2nd century AD seats 14,000 spectators. This was the site of battles with gladiators and wild animals. 2 millennia ago, Tarragona was one of the most important military and political centres of Roman rule. Today's modern city is built on Roman ruins. This street, for example, was part of the Roman circus. This was the site of chariot races which drew crowds of thousands of visitors into the city. The huge arena forms the centre of the modern city. This antique circus is one of the best preserved in Europe. It's an ideal research site for academics, such as the director of the local historical museum.
The charioteers did 7 rounds of the course. They stand for the 7 days of the week. There were 4 teams which represented the 4 seasons, and all had a religious significance. But above all, the circus was a huge spectacle for the citizens. The individual teams had fans, and the main interest people had was betting.
Only a part of the old circus is a protected archaeological site. The rest is covered with private houses, businesses, and restaurants. These vaults were once stables, or space for the audience. And diners often contemplate how people lived here 2,000 years ago.
Every May, the restaurants in Tarragona offer dishes from Roman times for a week. Every restaurant cooks with a lot of spices, and there's a lot of salt cod on offer. A lot of honey is used in preparation, along with dried fruits.
What's now the centre of the old quarter was the administrative centre and the focus of power during Roman times. Here is where representatives of individual communities and colonies gathered. The forum was the size of 8 modern football pitches.
It was a huge area with gardens. There were oversized statues of the contemporary rulers who wanted to display their importance.
The jewellery shop run by Joan Blasquez is a few metres away in Tarragona's High Street. Blasquez has made a name for himself well outside the city, with intricate statuettes and extraordinary ornamental items. He takes his inspiration from different stylistic periods, from Art Deco back into antiquity. He says the figures here are a symbol of what's inside himself.
As a young boy, I played in the ruins among those old stones. And I think Romans influenced me through those stones.
This parking garage contains a surprise. This is the entrance to a cave system that's several kilometres long. Construction workers discovered it in 1996. The entrance is through a small gallery which was used by the Romans. Researchers José Luis Almiñana and Sergio Granados Casals lead us down 20 metres deep into the ground. The cave is one of the largest in Catalonia and hasn't been entirely explored yet.
It's fantastic to be in contact with the rock and the water and to explore the cave, knowing that there is a city full of life and people above us.
Sometimes you have to dive and the water's very clouded. So much so that you can't see your diving computer. That's the problem. So we have to use a rope for orientation. We keep hold of it all the time.
Tourists can book guided tours to this underground world, but they have to be fit. Tarragona offers something for everyone, for adventurers, history buffs, or quite simply holidaymakers who want to enjoy the mild weather in the city.